Welcome to Artini, where happy hour meets art and art history. I'm your host, Kim Ratliff. Grab your favorite drink for some unreliable recounts and shenanigans. Aloha! Welcome to Artini. It's been a while. I'm Kim Ratliff, and today I have Tammy Bruce with me. And sorry, we're only able to put this out once a month, and we're gonna commit to that for now because that's our ability between ADHD, perimenopause, life, and like two different time zones.
Yeah, big time zones.
Right. So anyway, I think before we get into what we're going to talk about today, we wanted to catch up. And I was starting to tell Tammy about my recent journey. And she's like, no, wait, tell it on the thing. So here we are. We're telling it on the thing, on the podcast.
On the thing,
is
yeah.
the thing.
You're thinking
So I'm with this art collective on the North Shore here, and I'm working with someone, marketer, who's really asking me to dig deep into some questions about myself and my artwork and how it makes other people feel and how it makes me feel and what other people feel about me and all these things. And it's like you don't ask the right questions when you're out there, but I will now. I've discovered lots of things by asking and digging deep about these questions. So, like, why, one of the questions is, how do other people feel about your work? Like, what does it make them feel? And then what does it make you feel? And it's the same thing, but two different things. And I didn't know because I'm not asking these questions at shows when people come and look at my art. So I will now. And I had to ask friends. I had to send some text to friends. I'm like, I don't know, like, how do you feel about me when you hang out or when you see my artwork or like, how does my artwork, like, you appreciate these things, but you never say these things out loud. And we're friends because we're friends, but like,
to me, your art and you make me feel two different ways. Being in your presence and your art are two different. You're very talented,
thank you.
but your monochromatic makes me feel calm. It's kind of a peace. When I'm with you, I feel young and exuberated, and I feel like fun, and I feel like laughing. And to me, no, this is just me. Your art doesn't reflect that. It's like yin and yang.
Okay, I have
You're
an
like,
answer for that.
okay, go ahead.
I appreciate what you said. Thank you. It was very nice. And I feel the same way about you. Like, we have a good time. There's a lot of
Yeah.
excitement and stuff. But my art, you know how I am, like work wise and business wise, and my past life working in an office. And now I learned that I'm like late in life diagnosed ADHD. I am very prepared. Everything is in order. My environment has to be in order for me to actually be creative. If I have visual diarrhea, I can't be creative or I can't settle down. And the way I work when I do paint is controlled and soft and therapeutic. So it's controlled because I already have a vision in my brain.
Right. Okay.
And I paint that out. And then the way I paint it out, like this monochromatic, for example, it's calming, it's blended, it's not abstract, it's smooth. It's somewhat abstract, but not too much.
Abstract. Yeah.
But there's control and a plan. But the blending part and the control part, like when I can't control stuff outside, I have control here.
Okay. I can see that.
And then when I looked back on that, I also discovered that when I started drawing at 7, that was the first time my mom went away to Korea for the summer.
Okay.
And I would spend hours at my grandmother's table drawing portraits, animals, everything, all day, every day. And then every time I switched schools, like to middle school and then to high school, and then like at the beginning of the school year when I'd have anxiety, I would watercolor. I would watercolor my family's homes and stuff. So I'm painting and I'm drawing, I'm creating when I have control of that, when I don't have control of my outside world. It's my therapy. It's my natural therapy.
Right.
And every time we moved, I would paint. It could have been furniture, it could be a mural in the house, but I did something creative every time we moved. And I'm just learning this now about myself. Like it's therapeutic. My art is my therapy, like literally.
That's
And
cool.
that is why, because I am chaotic, I am spontaneous, I am fun because ADHD, we're the fun people. We bring the fun. But because of all that, my art like corrals it and calms it down.
That's cool. I
And
like
that's
that.
why it is opposite my personality.
Yeah. I think that's cool. I think I mean, that's a really neat concept.
Yeah, when I'm done with this workshop with her, I'll send you the questions
Okay.
and
Mine's
have
not
you.
that deep. I'm sitting here listening to you talk, and
No,
mine's not
yours
that
is kind of this is a little similar. It's a little similar
little.
in origin,
Yeah, a little.
but like I can't even the other day I sat down, wait, where is it? The other day I sat down and I tried to, here it is. Well, I'll be right back. I did an unplanned painting. And what I should do is just do one stage at a time and sleep on it because I did it all in one sitting. But I did,
Okay. Nice.
and I don't like it.
No, you just need to define it. I think you've got the right personally, I think you got the right idea. I just think you need to define it.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep it and I'm going to keep working on it. But it's like I need to learn how, or
Get
if I
some
can be free, like have the,
that's the hardest part.
can't do that.
That's what I have a hard time with. Get you some paint markers and paint over each flower a
Right. Like even this, yeah,
different
I don't know if you could see it. It's like
yeah.
chunky too, but
No, but you can do paint markers over that.
yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I have another one that I only do when I'm at like in town we had I forget what it's called at the museum and you can live paint and people can ask you questions. So I'll bring like a couple of my other paintings, but I'll work on just this one. So it's just a sample
Right. Right.
and I just work on it whenever. And then this one. So I think I'm gonna, yeah, try to. I don't know. I can't just even I. All right, so I had a half an edible today, but like even like if I have a whole edible, I still can't let go enough. Just I don't know. Or
What
maybe I have to change up the medium. I got to find a medium that lets me go, and I'm kind of feeling it might be alcohol inks.
yeah, that's a good one. Try
So
using all of it. I took a class by
yeah,
Tracy
that would be fair.
Burgos. I'll have to get her last name. But anyway, she's an Australian painter. And you take this canvas and you draw it into quads. I mean, not
Right.
quads, draw it into sections. And then you just let your pen go free. Like you put leaves down there and trace them. Put signs. I've done quite a few like that. That was really a good freeing lesson. Like you put all these different signs behind it. You have all these different stuff going on behind it. Then you take your alcohol inks and you put your alcohol inks in your water bottle, and then you just move the ink over top of everything's a layer. So you
Mm-hmm.
go over the top of that. You see where the alcohol ink flows, you see where it
Right.
stops and where it comes up. And then from there, I've done that a couple times you take and flip it until you see something. And then when you see something, you take everything else and white it out or put a color it out,
Right.
except for that one thing you see. And then you put definition to that.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
so you
Yeah, but
can use pens, you can use ink, you can use paint, you can use charcoal, not charcoal so much,
right.
but you know what I mean, pastels, you can
But
use
still,
oils.
again, I'm good if there's a formula, and that's still not free.
No, it's not free.
So I don't know. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll see. But the art that I do right now is from the heart, out of therapy. It gives me joy. Even if I do like 10 brush strokes a day, if I feel fulfilled that day. I
Oh, that's
worked on it.
good.
I did something. Yeah.
I did this
So,
one for that mural I was working on. I just kind of played with this.
yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys should go check out Tammy's
Yeah. It's a
social media, and she did this super cute hallway. I
oh,
love it. It's very
good.
minimalist. It's very pretty. It's calming. It's gentle. It's paradise.
I'm really thinking of doing a series on that, a series with
Yes.
all, kind of like
Run with that for sure and do it on, like, big canvases is nice.
yeah,
I liked it.
just to see.
And that's opposite you because you like lots of color.
I do, and I when I did this mural, I was very I was shocked how much I liked it because I only used gray. I used the gray that they already had on the wall because paint oxidizes, and so it becomes a different color when you paint new
Right.
one. So use the gray they started with, a white, a little bit of black, and then I came back with baby blue, like a
Okay,
baby
back
blue
to the
to make it.
oxidizing. How smart you are.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Oh yeah, paint oxidizes when it's on the wall,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
it changes colors from what you put
Yeah.
it on.
Yeah, it was really nice. I liked it. It was like a tropical toile,
Yeah, and then I used one of the
but
palm
at a
trees that
big
was out.
scale. Yeah.
But you know what? I didn't trace any of that out. I didn't scale it out. I didn't work on it. I just
You had an image in your brain.
oh, no, I had an image in my
Yeah.
brain. What I mean is I didn't I gone with the idea I was gonna chalk it all out
Yeah.
to make sure I liked the layout.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I usually do that.
And then I decided, no, what the hell? Let's just see where we get. And if we
Oh,
get anywhere, we'll
see?
paint over it. So
You just gotta trust yourself most of the time, not sometimes. Most of the time, you gotta
yeah, I've got
trust
to work on
yourself.
trusting myself. So
That's the goal. Alright, so we've gone from heart to heart art
yeah, exactly.
to now talking about our artist for this episode is Banksy,
Yeah.
complete opposite.
Well, not I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah,
I have a question. What do you think about graffiti? What's your thoughts on graffiti?
I give it no attention really unless it's actually an art. Like I'm not drawn to look at tags and words or whatever, but if it's an image, I enjoy looking and processing
Oh,
it and checking it out. I
I
will
d
look at it.
all graffiti excites me. I would
Really?
love to have been a
Same.
graffiti artist. Not graffiti. I mean, I don't want to do it on the actor graffiti, not where they put it, not, if you tag somebody's building. I'm not into that. I'm just into the art behind it, the skill level. Like
Yes,
the skill it takes to write a word that big while cars are zooming by.
right?
Right. One thing I will say, so when my kids were younger, we lived in Hawaii. I bought a big piece of plywood and would let them practice graffiti on it because it's a matter of well, and I don't know. My grandfather had a body shop growing up. We had a paint and body shop,
Uh-huh.
and I would love playing with the gun and seeing what it did. So I got a big board and I would let the kids graffiti on it, like to see if they could. I would explain to them, closer the nozzle, the thinner the line, the further the nozzle, the wider it would go. So they would take canvases out there and graffiti them, and I just love graffiti. I think it's cool.
That is something I probably should have done because I'd go in my garage and there'd be like random marks on the wall. I'm like, what the hell?
Mhm.
Like a free place to mess around.
I wanted one of my kids to become a graffiti artist.
Will could easily be a tattoo artist or an illustrator, but he won't lean into it right now.
Yeah, I'll get there. But so
Yeah,
anyway,
the
yes.
graffiti, I have mixed feelings is about graffiti, I guess, because I like a mural, like you said, they're out there on a scaffolding or a ladder with all these cars going by and they're doing something maybe that they have on a canvas, but like at this huge
Well,
scale.
I think graffiti gets a bad rap because they do it. I don't know what graffiti actually stands for. They do it where they're not allowed to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, they're doing it on private property.
Private property, and that's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, like, so there's a bridge in Pensacola, and Graffiti Bridge is what it's called, and you should look it
Hmm.
up. And everybody paints on it, this bridge. They started and they were fighting it. And finally, they just so any world event, anything that happens, people paint. You have to look at Pensacola's Graffiti Bridge. Well,
Okay.
it'll get so much paint on it that they will chip it off and they'll make keychains out of them, or they'll make, other things out. And it'd be layers of paint. I mean, it'll be thick. And
Wow. That
it's
is
pretty
cool.
neat. It's pretty neat. It allows people to go out and paint and, express themselves. And
Right.
it's pretty
So I
cool. And
just looked at,
it can be any kind of expression. I mean, it can be
yeah,
so.
words and image or whatever. I just looked up definition. So the graffiti is the unauthorized writing or drawing on public surfaces. So it's pretty generic.
Okay.
And it did say that it kind of started in the 1970s hip hop culture. And they were in the movie was saying something about how like the music and that,
Yeah.
like even that guy that brought it to Europe to London. I don't know what town it was, but with the West Banks.
Yeah, in London where he
And
would
then yeah, and
yeah.
then he switched over and started doing DJing. So it's like a the
Yeah.
natural evolution, I guess, at the time. Right, well, we don't need that. Yeah, I'm not crazy. Yeah, I normally, yeah, it's in places
Well, like you said, it's
where
on private property. I think that the technique of graffitiing should be called something. Like there's a
right.
technique to it because not I mean, I couldn't pick up a paint can and make it, you know,
No,
these kids are I mean, it's amazing what they can do with the paint can. Just a aerosol can of paint, you know?
right, right.
So, but Banksy and his stuff, it was more political based, but he coined now he did something different. He coined the stenciling. Like
Well,
he was the first one to start stenciling these
and
images
the
so he could do them
stenciling
faster.
was timing so he wouldn't get caught.
Right. So he could get it done faster and be done with it.
And I think to this day, he is still anonymous. Now, I
He's
don't know if
very
that
anonymous.
plays, like, if we knew what he looked like, would he still get this attention? I don't know.
I don't think it's so much about I think that's
At
his
this
shtick.
point, we have history with him now.
Well, no, it's sort of like what you said. You need to find something that people follow, right? You need to find out what they think of you, what they think of your art. Well, by not knowing him, that's a marketing tool
Well, yeah,
because
it's intriguing, it's mysterious, it's
when did he get
exciting.
out there and do that? Nobody saw him do that. Somebody
And
had
then
to
it's
see him
thought
do that. And
provoking because you're like,
yep,
how did he get this painting in this museum? And wasn't,
right,
I mean, how did no one not see him put it up on the wall?
right.
And now and it keeps me going. And then my train of
And
thought
then,
goes to, did he influence those turds that are going in there throwing soup at paintings? Is that why they're throwing soup at paintings?
no, I don't know.
Not even getting, like, what is the security on these places? And then
Well,
now you have the luge.
the one we went to the one we went to in London, you just walk in, it was like a library, I mean, it was just you walk in, there was no security per se
Okay.
that I remember going through, and it was just art, and it's just there, and it was an old building, and you just walked around and looked. We didn't have to pay to get in. It wasn't you know, there
Right.
wasn't, like I said, much security, and there were a lot of people in there, different walks of life. We could walk to it from our flat,
Wait, when was
in
this?
2020,
Okay.
Bill and I went to
Okay.
London.
That's
We
not
went to London.
too far. Yeah. All right.
No, I don't have the name of it right now, but it was right down from Tin Pan Alley because that's where we were staying and we walked to it and we
But
found
I
it.
think if you go to like the larger ones,
Well, the Louvre have,
like the Louvre, yeah.
yeah, it has lots
Because
of
where was he
security.
hanging his paintings? Wasn't it like high profile? Or no? Was it
Well,
not high
whatever
profile
the one I
museums?
went to, and I can't think of the name of it, it was a high profile one.
Okay.
Just in Europe,
So,
in London, they don't treat it like we do here, I guess.
okay. Well, everyone's having a change of heart on that now, I think,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Yeah, and I do wonder if that influenced those turkeys that go in there and throw soup, like if that gave them
I
the
don't
idea that
know.
they can do stuff like that and disrespect old history. And I still don't even know why those kids are even, they're
But
just
would they
turkeys.
but is his
Who the hell's bringing
disrespect or
soup in there?
is his disrespect or is his is
He's not disrespecting. I'm just saying his actions may have influenced those kids to go in and gave
uh,
them the idea that they can just do whatever.
well
But
those
they're
kids are
misunderstanding that his work is meaningful, even though it might not be beautiful in meaning. It's meaningful. He's sending a message. It's either like political or humanitarian or just
Well, he makes fun of the system is what it is. You know,
yeah,
the girl with the balloon, you
right?
know, when they sold it at
As soon as
auction, the print and it went through, it was, his idea
well,
behind that
all right,
was
for the people that haven't watched it or know, when as soon as the gavel went down and it was solidified that it was sold,
there's a framed piece of art.
a second later, like it must be someone's watching and it's like a remote control or something. Like he could have
Yeah.
even been in that room. As they're taking it off the wall, it's shredding out of the frame.
And they sold it
So
for like 3 million and something.
yes.
No, it sold for over 1 million. That's what it was.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was
that was a huge deal. I mean, that was blowing
well,
the
so
art
his
world's mind.
so what it was is he was being rebellious against, people don't like graffiti art. They look at it as bad,
Right.
but then you put it in a
And then you
frame
paid $1
and
million
then they
for this,
right,
and then he's like, haha, you can't have it.
right. Well, you put it in a frame
You
and
just
you put it in an
bought this.
auction house and people go nuts. So, maybe the soup can people did have a but I think they're rebels without a cause, but that's
Yeah,
a different story.
but I mean, I think they got the idea that they could go in and,
They may have.
disrespect shit. I think they just misunderstood.
Yeah.
They didn't read the whole assignment,
No, they did not.
right? Wait, yeah, we have a list. So he did stuff, anti-war, anti-consumerism, anti-authoritarian power, and pro-human empathy. Yeah, he's most famous for the girl with the balloon from the auction. Flower thrower.
Peace
That
instead
was
of
like,
violence. That's
yep,
peace. It's called peace
protest
instead
without
of violence.
violence. Yep. And then wall murals in the West Bank. He brought that wasn't a topic, but that's just something he did. Oh, wait, what was it? I think I had looked up something last night before I fell asleep.
Well, he did one about two coppers kissing coppers. I think that's what
Yeah.
it's called. It's just for the gay movement, for the hypocrisy, how power is structured,
Right.
attitudes towards LGBTQ. You got people talking about that one.
And some places will actually put plexiglass and preserve it,
But yeah,
which now brings you into a cycle. The artist's intentions, and then the society gives it a label and value by judging it somehow.
yeah. I
And is
think
it changing his initial intentions, or is this like an organic thing? I mean,
it
it's
makes
the
you well.
because
It
it's involving society.
it makes you think. So he's doing this. Nobody knows who he is. He's doing the sweep it under the rug. It was where the maid bends over and she pulls up like she's sweeping, poverty, everything bad going on in her town under the rug.
Right.
So she does these things. But is he his own spokesperson, but says he's not so he doesn't get the flack from it? Or is he a she? You know what I mean? Like, could
Oh,
he be his
imagine.
could this person be his own spokesperson, go out and say, well, I speak for Banksy. He doesn't want to be known. She doesn't want to be known. They don't want to be known. I'm speaking for them when in reality it's them so they don't get the flack. Because when you disassociate yourself from, that's interesting. If you
Hmm.
disassociating yourself from your artwork could
From your
be very
work.
freeing, be very freeing.
Right.
Because
It's
then you're not having to take criticism. You can listen to it because that's not you. That's your other personality. That's your other. You can listen to the criticism. You could listen to the remarks because you've disassociated yourself. Because in your brain, that's two different people.
right.
Ooh, I
And
wonder if
for
you.
some people on the inside, it is two different people.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of artists have anxiety about talking about their work and being out there and doing the hustle to be seen.
Not murals. I can literally paint anything. I mean, if you give me a paintbrush, if I'm at a paint party, somebody says they want something, I will figure it out. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Me too.
But to paint and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh," yeah, like yourself. "Oh my gosh, can't believe that she did that. She did that really quickly. She did this." And it's like empowering, like I did that. But then on the
Yeah.
flip side, if I'm doing something like that for money or I'm doing it for a business or a job or something like that, I get very insecure. Do you like it? Is it okay? Did you like the colors? Are you liking what I'm doing? I mean, if you don't like it, like if I'm doing it for myself or I'm doing it to show somebody, I'm fine. I have
Right.
all the confidence in the world. But as soon as you pay me
You're
for it,
doing it for someone else and you're not it's a commission
you're right.
and you need to learn well, you need to be okay with the fact that they picked you because they like your style.
Oh,
So,
most
like,
definitely.
you
I
gotta
need
I
to,
don't
but
know why you're in your head so much.
I don't know. Just that
Um,
just
I
happens.
do get in my head sometimes, but it's not as devastating as it used to be since I've done so many watercolor homes and worked
Yeah.
with people. Yeah, so it just takes, I guess, practice, like the exposure of keep doing it.
Yeah.
But
But it
yeah, I
would
mean,
be
I,
neat
I don't.
to with Banksy, like I said, it would be neat to know the behind the scenes part of it.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the
oh yeah.
like
I want to see
so
how
with
fast he can run down the street and
so no,
how
but
much
here's the
shit
thing.
he's holding.
But here's the thing with the stenciling. Like the reason nobody sees him, does he send out like 5 different people with 5 different stencils and everybody does one thing?
Because it's still his design. It doesn't
It's
mean,
he's still made the
yeah.
stencils, he's still done the thing, he's still laid it out, he's still known how it's going to go.
That could be possible where it's like printing, like screen
Right.
printing.
Like you send one person out and they because one little thing nobody's going to notice.
Right.
2 little things it'll start, but once it's all put together, that's when people notice.
Yeah.
So, what if somebody went out with a heart balloon stencil and they did the red heart balloon thing and they took off, and then a
Yeah.
couple days later somebody came back and did another little part of it until it was finished, instead of
Wow.
one person doing it. I'm wondering if it's like a whole movement of
I've
people. I
never
wanted to
seen one live, so I don't know, or been in a town where it's, experienced. So I don't know if he does it all in one night or if it's over days. I don't know.
but
It's
it's a great
interesting to
marketing
know
tool. It's a
behind.
great
I mean, we're
marketing
we're
tool.
talking about him. We're
Yeah.
we're I mean, people are talking. Like
And he's done some other, he's done some actual paintings.
he's actually the most famous artist alive without anyone knowing who he is,
Right. Well, and then the one that's
which is
developed
crazy.
Parliament, making fun of the Parliament.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it sold for over $12 million. It's the Parliament with a bunch of monkeys in it.
Oh, that's the thing that I read, and I didn't save. I don't think I saved the article,
The
or
monkeys
maybe it
running the
was
show.
no. It was about what he does with the money. Is it in here? He is a philanthropist with
Well,
his money.
it was the
So
monkeys
he
in the Parliament
does,
was about well, what I read was about how the government is incompetent, how they don't spend their money correctly, how they just do their thing.
and when he sells a piece of artwork for $1 million, he farms that money out to those communities and
That needs
foundations
it.
that
Yeah.
need it.
Yep.
So he is given and taken his whole
Yep.
cycle. If you have this platform, he's being smart about it. It leans into what he's doing at the start point, and
Right.
then the whole
Well, he's putting his money where
interaction,
his
and
mouth
then the
is.
money, and then he gives it back.
Well, he puts his money where his mouth is. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, I thought that
He wants
that's not in the
he
movie.
fights no, he fights for social injustice,
Yeah,
but then
he's like an artistic Robin Hood,
right. Interesting.
right? So
Yeah.
my 2 biggest questions, though, are all right, one is how well, we just talked about this, I guess. How was he sneaking the art in the museum without anyone seeing? I mean, some people are hung up on the fact that there would be a hammer and a nail, but I mean, you could use double stick
He
3M
could have used
tape
yeah.
or something and and they
Yeah.
weren't big. I guess they seemed small enough where they could fit under a loose hoodie,
Yeah, they're pocket size. I mean, not pocket
right?
size, but they were small enough that he could just put the Velcro stuff on the back, stick it to a wall and
Just
walk away.
stick it and walk.
Yeah.
But still, there's so many people in there every day.
But do you really notice the
Oh.
people around you if you're intrigued with something?
Right, right, and he might have some other people, like, kinda angling people away for a
Yeah.
split second, and then I mean, because you could do that with your body language, like,
Have you
in
seen the
people's
Thomas
space.
Crown Affair? Thomas
Yes,
Crown.
that is my favorite movie. Love
Yeah,
it.
it's like that. It's like that, you
I
know?
love it.
You have
Yeah,
enough people work with you,
I know.
especially if he's giving money to these organizations. He tells them, "Hey, everybody be here and kinda crowd this area."
All right. And then, yeah, yeah, it's
That would be
exciting.
interesting.
And
Like,
it's
"Look, hey, I'm gonna give
exciting.
you money."
It's got to be an adrenaline rush to do his art
Yeah. I wonder if he's a she.
for
That would
sure.
be a very, very nice twist. But, okay, go ahead. What was your next one?
And then the other question was art of vandalism, punk or artist or global activist, global civilian activist. Oh, that's what it was. So when I looked that up, I didn't have the word global civil activist. So I typed it in and it came up with that. And then it showed how he gives his money out to foundations and stuff.
It's
So
really cool.
I guess I just answered my own question. He's a global civil activist artist.
He gives away pieces that make people think. And then he gets them in to look at the actual art he makes. Then he sells that for millions, and then he goes back and gives back. That's really pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Yep.
great marketer.
I don't even know if he knows that. Like,
I'm sure
hopefully
he
he's
I'm
just going on instinct and it's just something he's leaning into. And
I'm sure he started I'm guessing. I'm just spitballing. He was been graffitiing. He came up with a way to do graffiti faster, blah, blah, blah. He started noticing people started noticing his stuff.
mm-hmm.
Then I don't know what his first piece he sold in a gallery. It might have been the girl with the balloon.
I think it was that for
And
million.
so he puts it in, they like, what a joke. I mean, look, because how many murals did he have before the girl with the balloon?
I think he had a lot. And
Right.
he
So
went
nobody
from
was
yeah.
noticing him. Nobody was noticing him. You just noticed this art around, but nobody really was taking note. And then when he did the balloon girl, people were like, crap. And so they start going around the town looking for him. Well, now he's got, I mean, yeah, it's pretty
It's
ingenious.
interesting, yeah.
Pretty
And, like,
ingenious.
does he have a team?
He's got
Does
to.
like, is it him or alone, or does he have at least someone that has these good marketing ideas or
Well, he's
whatever?
got to have somebody that talks for him, you know what I mean? He or
Mm,
she has to have somebody that talks for him because he can't go and just drop it off and say, "Hey, don't tell anybody who I am." Somebody will tell,
right.
He's got to have a team of people that do his bidding.
I think the essence of his art isn't it's not the art itself. It's the message. The message is the art. The art itself is the what it does.
Yeah.
It all of a sudden becomes not his anymore, everyone else's experience and then,
Yep.
label, and then it goes through that organic cycle.
Yep.
And I didn't want to be sitting here talking about how genius and thought provoking all this is before I watched it, thinking, oh God, all right, we'll talk about this punk. And he's been around. I should have known all of this, but I just didn't. It just didn't click with me to like be interested yet. And then when I watched the documentary, I was like, oh, there's a lot to this guy.
Okay, so you say punk, but
That's
how
before the
if you
documentary.
had to guess, how old would you think he is?
I don't know. Maybe in his mid-30s, I wanna say, because
I'm
I
thinking,
think there were some visuals of, like, hands and a hoodie,
mm,
and I was just going by that, but I don't know, that could be I mean, it could be anybody. You still don't know. Could just be a visual example of them doing the art. Doesn't matter. It
again,
might not be him,
or he throws people out there and has them go stencil his work.
right? Yeah, I don't there's pictures in here, but it's just of the artwork.
Yep, because the
Yeah, I don't know.
sweeping it
I
under the
wonder
carpet, the sweeping
yeah,
it
that
under the carpet one was done in several different places.
mhm.
There's a stencil. So
Oh,
again,
yeah,
do you have people go out and
right. Or are they just, mimicking and spreading his work
no, it was the
on
same
their own?
no, it was the
Was
same stencil.
okay, okay,
It was a stencil,
okay.
which brings me back to, does he have several people do it?
Yeah, he might. It is very interesting and thought-provoking and, like, exciting to think about the planning before and after, and then that high of getting away with it. And then that second level of high, hearing what the community says about it and what it's producing.
I think he's in his 40s, he or she. I think they're in their 40s. I think they've been making graffiti art for a very long time, late 30s, early 40s. They've been making
Mhm.
graffiti art, and then as the world starts to get more crazy,
Chronologically, that makes more sense in their 40s
you know, the
because
world gets more
you would
crazy.
I would like to assume, I would like to imagine that they grew up with it
I would like to think
and
so too.
that they're mature enough to have these thought-provoking messages. They're simple, but it's planned out. It's good timing with society.
What if it's just a marketing team? What if it's nobody? What if there
Imagine
isn't one? Could you imagine? I mean, what if it's not really one person?
what if it is a group of marketers that are underappreciated at work and they do this on the side
There you
to
go.
fulfill their souls.
Or a group of evangelists.
Art
And they
evangelists.
and they won't come out because who's gonna
This
take the fame? That one of them's gotta take the fame,
right, you can't can't
you
split it
know?
up now.
You can't split it up now, or who's gonna take the blame and go to jail for or get sued for all the things that they've ruined. So,
Right, I don't
they do it as a
yeah.
group.
Yeah, because they know where the bodies are buried.
It's so neat to think about. It'd be I hope in my lifetime they figure it out, like so, like, is Blansky Milli Vanilli? You know what I mean? Like,
No, Milli Vanilli I don't know about Milli Vanilli. Ice, yeah, no.
they weren't the real artist.
No, and I hate to admit it, that was my first concert.
It's alright.
Can't with that.
But why not? I don't see why everybody went so stupid on them. I mean, they were acting it out, you
Who,
know?
Milli Vanilli?
Yeah.
Well, they weren't they were pretending that that was their voice anyway,
That says something about society, though,
right?
if they couldn't be who they were.
Anyway, I don't think that's
Anyway.
Banksy's situation, but I think he's just riding this exciting wave right now that he created. And it might have been an accident and he leaned into it. It turns into this beautiful thing. I don't know. Is there anything else we didn't cover? I
No.
think this is the first episode where I'm really talking about like through my own feelings about the person.
I
I
like
didn't
this.
write all the notes.
I like this one
This
better.
is me. All right, so I can't let go with my art, but this is me letting go.
Well, that's okay,
Yeah.
so say our goodbyes, and then I have an idea,
Well, we
I
have
guess.
yeah, okay. We'll talk off later.
You can cut that
Our
out, sorry.
closing, we'll keep it in whatever. Our closing questions, right? Would you hang out with this artist?
Yeah, I would.
I would
I'd wanna see
totally.
I'd
I would
wanna see
totally.
unless they were too political and that was their whole personality, and then it'd be like, "Okay, I wanna know about the art, not the political."
Yeah, no, we would have had more of that if that was the case, I think. What do you think their studio vibe is?
Uh,
I envision it like a warehouse
a warehouse,
on
yeah.
like the second floor or something, and he
No,
practices his
I see a warehouse, but it's, like,
or I don't know.
behind a business where nobody knows he's there. Like, there's another business, but you go into this room and then they're
You
there.
wouldn't know.
Right.
Yeah. Huh. All right. And would you or not borrow something from their style?
No. I mean, I've used stencils in some of my art as backdrop, just to
Uh-huh.
put different textures. But no, I would not go paint on the side of a wall. No.
Me either, but I would do a mural, a painted mural, but I don't know. I don't know, the
No,
graffiti.
a mural's different than
Eh,
graffiti. A
Yeah, I
mural's that's
wouldn't.
two different things. I don't know if no, I would not use my art for political reasons. I would not um make it a stencil thing. I wouldn't do it on somebody's property that wasn't, designated to do
I
that.
couldn't. I just wouldn't be comfortable with any of it.
No. I don't have any and that's terrible and I should be more into it, but I don't have anything to say that I would ruin somebody else's anything. I don't have anything
Yeah.
that loud to say that I want to ruin somebody else's
Right.
property.
Property. Yeah. And that covers physical artwork and his
Right.
messages. Let's see. Personality peak. I don't know. So, which part of their personality is impossible to ignore? Well, I mean, his thrill-seeking personality, I guess.
I still think it's more than one person.
I am in love with this idea that it's a whole
I think it's a
unappreciated
collab I
marketing
think it's a
mark.
collaborative it's a collaboration of many artists.
Then they can't fess up because then they all go down.
Right. And they all
And if
keep each
one
other's
takes the
secret.
credit, then like, you can't, how do you trust that they're going to split the money? And then who wants a front man?
Right?
Yeah, this has
Interesting.
been interesting. And I don't think I cussed this whole time.
I'm trying not to.
That was on, I only took a half an edible.
Okay.
So maybe I'll do that next time.
Very good. I like this one. This one was good. This one was
Yeah, I like this one too. And I didn't think I was going to. And like I said, I had completely two different opinions, two different outlooks, point of views on before and after watching this.
and I can't think of the artist's name. I have to look it up. We should do the one on Big Eyes.
But there's a whole movie on it I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want us to do Big Eyes, yeah, write in the comments.
Big
And
Eyes
we'll
was a
do it
good one.
anyway, but if you want us to do it on the next one, we'll do it next one. You tell
I think
us.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. All
I'd like to
righty.
delve into more where she is now.
If she's still alive, she could be still alive because that
Yeah.
was what in the
60s, 70s.
60s, 70s. They
She's
could be
still
in their
alive.
80s or 90s. All right, we'll dive into that next time. So thank
All
you for
right.
joining us, everyone, on another
Yes, thank you.
episode of Artini, where happy hour meets art history.
There you go.
Until next time, folks. Aloha.
Aloha.
I don't know. Aloha. My other
Aloha.
podcast, Order of the Squirrels, we say, see you, because we're Asian. It's a Korean thing. See you.
That's funny. That's funny.